guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Kat, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you my top 10 EDM sets of all time. This was by far the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I've seen so many sets from over the last few years, and honestly I changed my list probably like 4 or 5 different times, and then I got my husband in on this as well too, just because he's seen most of all of his like sets with me. So I thought, why not get a second opinion in this video for you guys? Yeah, let's get into it. My list consists of a lot of sets that have happened within the last 2 years. There are some from like way back when. So I have my list written out, and I'm gonna just kind of read off all of my top 10, and then I'll insert video clips or pictures. So my first top 10, number 10 is Rez at Rez Rocks back in 2019. This was the first time I had ever seen Rez, and it was really cool at the fact that it was actually at Rez Rocks, which is held at Red Rocks down in Colorado outside of Denver. This was really fun because not only was it my first time seeing Rez, it was also my husband's, but it was his first time being at Red Rocks, so it was definitely just a special occasion just because of that. If you guys have ever seen any sets, concerts, whatever at Red Rocks, it is truly magical, especially when the sun's setting. It's just absolutely beautiful, and the fact that you can see Denver in the distance just like makes it that much more cool. Definitely love Rez's vibe. I like the whole dark, mysterious kind of, I don't want to say trance because that is, I don't want to like mix that up with like just trance genre in general, but like something about hers like just kind of, yeah, puts you in, her music puts you like in such a trance. And I absolutely love, of course, like her like glow effects, goggle things, whatever you want to call them, that she wears, because that's all you can see while she's playing. And anyways, it's really, really cool. Moving on, number 9 for me was Say My Name, EDC Las Vegas 2019 at Circuit Grounds. I feel like I've talked about Say My Name in past videos, but this set stands out to me particularly because we had just watched whoever was before Say My Name. I don't know if I can't remember if it was Above and Beyond or like Cash Cash or somebody. Anyways, we ended up staying just based off of like what we had heard from Say My Name within like the first 5 minutes.
4, 2, 3, 6.
So we ended up staying the entire set. It was so much fun. Everybody was like throwing down, headbanging. I love the different elements that he uses in his sets. I've also really loved watching a lot of his virtual sets that he's put on during quarantine. I'm thinking about doing my top 10 EDM sets quarantine style. If you guys think that's a good video, drop it in the comments below. I've seen so many since quarantine has started, so I feel like that could be a really good video opportunity. Anyways, moving on. So after Say My Name, which was my number 9, I have Cash Cash down at Beta in 2018. This whole entire night was just so much fun. I was there with some of my very good friends, and it was my first time seeing Cash Cash. that Beta is set up is, obviously it's a nightclub. However, like there's different like hallways and doors you can get through that will essentially get you like to the front of like where the DJ booth is at. So we were able to watch Cash from the front, from the back. Like it was just so much fun, such a good crowd too. I think the overall experience and like seeing them for the first time is what really made me want to put Cash at Beta on this list. At number 7, I have Bart Skills at EDC Orlando 2019 Neon Garden. That entire weekend, myself and my husband kind of just like planted our asses at Neon Garden. I remember Bart Skills specifically though, because the crowd was so just like immersed in his set. You can kind of tell, I'm sure just like by seeing the clips, you'll kind of tell like what I'm talking about. So much fun. That whole like Neon Garden being under a tent, I don't know, but like it gives me this old school rave vibe. Number 6 is Afrojack at EDC Orlando Day 2 at Kinetic Field. Afrojack for me was nothing more than just like a nostalgic type set. The transitions, everything, just like it was perfect. It was probably the top set for me that entire weekend. Moving on to my top 5, I have Oliver Heldens at Decadence 2019 Day 1. The Decadence that we go to is the one based in Denver, Colorado. I know there's one out in Arizona too, but we always hit up the Decadence in Denver. I had been obsessed with everything he had been putting out thus far, and then finally seeing him, he was like top of my list for Decadence, and I was so excited. You guys will probably be able to tell from this clip. Blew my mind. Everyone was dancing, everyone was shuffling. You just like, it was so much fun. Oliver Heldens is a must-see, you guys. Number 4, I have Martin Garrix at Hakkasan 2014. There's a few different reasons why I put Martin Garrix down for my number 4. One, this was the first time Christopher's my husband, we saw any sort of EDM artist, DJ, producer, whatever you want to call them, in person together. And so that was memorable in itself. It was the first time I had heard Animals live, and that shit just blew my mind altogether. And 3, it was the first time I had ever been to like a major nightclub in Las Vegas, and the fact that we just like went and Martin Garrix happened to be at that nightclub that night, it was everything. Know if Martin Garrix was actually 21 years old, you know, the age that you have to be to get in a club in Las Vegas. So I think that's kind of cool. Anyways, number 3, I have Chris Lake at EDC Orlando 2019 day 3 at Circuit Grounds. First time seeing Chris Lake, blew my mind. I had such a ball. I wasn't planning on watching Chris Lake, but we went over there because Seven Lions was coming on right after Chris Lake. From the lasers to what he had up on his screens, like everything, it was just so good. Number 2, I'm sure you guys could probably guess, is Seven Lions, EDC Orlando 2019 day 3 Circuit Grounds. So Seven Lions came on right after Chris Lake, and seriously, having those 2 sets back to back was everything. Everything. It was just so good. Like, it was hard watching Chris Lake get off the stage and having like that short, like 10-15 minutes of like them adjusting the stage to meet like what Seven Lions needed. But like, seriously, Seven Lions was my top set from that entire weekend. It was the first time I had ever seen him. It was the first time my husband had ever seen him. We were like, when the lineup dropped for EDC Orlando and we saw Seven Lions, we were like, done, we're going, it's happening. It's happening. Literally, it just blew us away. I didn't want it to stop. I was ready for him to close out that night. Like, seriously, he could have kept playing for like hours and hours, and I would have been loving it every minute. And then, of course, my number 1 is Tiesto Decadence 2013. I do have a very short video that I'll play for you guys. This set I saw on day 1, and it is the set that literally changed my life. It's the one set that I remember specifically how I felt, what I saw, who I was with, what I was wearing. Like, yes, so Tiesto Decadence 2013, day 1 is my number 1 for my top 10 all-time EDM set. So yeah, that's my top 10, you guys. I wanted to throw in my husband's as well too, because his is a little different. Number 10 is Above and Beyond Decadence 2018. This is the first time that he saw Above and Beyond. 9 for him was Elohim at Res Rocks 2019 at Red Rocks. And then His number 8 was Say My Name at EDC Las Vegas. I had already talked about Say My Name because he made my list too. He was my number 9. He's my husband's at 8. Next is number 7. He kind of wanted to put this all under one thing, and that's just Neon Garden EDC Orlando 2019. I talked about, Bart Skills being at Neon Garden EDC Orlando 2019. We also watched Gorgon City and Camel Fat, and Camel Fat went into Gorgon City, and then Bart Skills was a different date. Moving on, number 6 on Chris's list was Elefante, Corona Electric Beach, EDC Las Vegas 2019. Number 5 was Chris Lake, EDC Orlando 2019 at Circuit Grounds for my husband. Number 4 was Cash Cash at Beta 2018. Number 3, Martin Garrix Hakkasan 2014. His number 2 looks a little different than mine. His number 2 was Timmy Trumpet, EDC Las Vegas 2019 Kinetic Field. Again, Timmy Trumpet, and this is what my husband says, just puts on a show. His sets go by so fast just because you're so like wrapped up in them. For me, I feel like Timmy Trumpet is the perfect hype man. He's your drinking buddy. He's like your friend that acts all crazy all the time and like you wish would turn down a notch, but at the same time you love his energy. And then his number 1 is 7 Lions, EDC Orlando 2019 at Circuit Grounds. And you guys already know why I liked 7 Lions, but again, going back to Chris basing his picks off of the total experience, he felt overall 7 Lions just fucking set the bar high for everybody else, and that's why he's number 1. Anyways, guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave in the comments some of the favorite sets that you have seen over the past few years. Let's talk, let's have a conversation in those comments. I cannot wait to see you guys again in the next video. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I will see you next time. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.